First of all, joy to the Carolinas. Amazing event here last night. It was right here in the stadium, so I was able to leave our game planning meetings for a second and go up and just be involved. Over 700 kids. We had food. They had ice cream. They had all kinds of stuff. We had Buddy the Elf walking around, and I think we had a couple of other Christmas characters walking, but it was amazing. Just kids with huge bags, toys, shoes, all the things. I mean, just a really touching event. So just wanted to make sure I shared that first and foremost. Teppers and Coca-Cola Consolidated. It was an amazing event. So anyway, I just wanted to start with that.
Dave, just really quick on the community stuff.
Yeah.
How does it change being a head coach, sort of being that figurehead, that representative of the organization?
I'm proud of what we do. I'm proud of the way that we outreach. There was, I think, 2 other events in the Western Carolinas as well for Joy to the Carolinas. So just all the different community things that I've been a part of, Hurricane Helene and the outreach and the things that we were involved with there. It's been really special to be a part of a group and a good showing by our players too. Just going out there and enjoying the day and spreading the love. So it was great.
You had a lot of guys today who were either resting or injured.
Yeah.
Several veterans. Can you give us the deal on Clowney and Brooks? Excuse me, not Brooks. Woods. And I'm sure I'm friendly. You already mentioned Xavier earlier in the week.
Yeah, I mean, it's that time of year. I think we got a bug going around a little bit. So some of the guys, we kept them to just, keep them away from the rest of the guys. Clowney was one of those. And then Woods is just a rest deal, just trying to get our guys' bodies right. We'll get on the field, have a longer practice tomorrow, run around. And today was an opportunity to just, shorten it up a little bit, have more of a mental focus day, focus on some of the things we've been working on. So anybody else, questions-wise?
As far as linebacker goes, you just put Trevin and Claude on IR. What's the plan at linebacker, and will you guys kind of experiment on maybe with the secondary kind of to fill the void?
So we have Kobe Winman coming up to the team. We signed Jackson Mitchell back to the practice squad, who's been with us. So, just some guys that got to be ready to go. Radigan been playing a lot of teams, but he's been in those meetings as well. And Josie, will be able to go. So that's our group, so that's what we'll go with on Sunday.
With Radigan, he's played like 20 career snaps on defense. What type of opportunity is this for him to kind of show what he can do on defense?
Yeah, it could be a great opportunity for guys, to get in there and show what they can do, especially at this point in the season, just being around the system, hearing the words, and so it could be a fantastic opportunity there.
Was Chuba arrested?
Yes.
From the standpoint of Trevin with the shoulder, was that more precautionary, or what's his outlook for a return? Like, obviously not the season, but like dealing with the shoulder.
Yeah, I think it's something that has to be addressed. There was a couple of things going on, so I thought we all thought it was the right thing, to make sure that we got ahead of that.
Addressed via surgery?
I believe so, yeah.
There have been some guys in the locker room that have been like kind of a calming force for a season like this. Maybe somebody you brought in new to the group or whatever that's kind of helped stabilize things and bring it in the culture again.
Yeah, I think veteran leadership. I think about guys like Ashawn, who's been a real, passionate player for us, and really championing the cause of the effort, required to play at this level. Who knows it better than a guy that's been around for a while. So he's been great, but I can't just name, one guy. I'd have to rattle off a bunch of guys that have really just come back to work. The work always brings us back, regardless of the outcome of the past game. It's like we get to Wednesday and it's work Wednesday. And so we've had a really mature group that way, to just get right back to work, focus on the next opponent. And there's a healing process that goes through that too, for us to be able to snap out of it. Here we go, guys. We got another challenge. They're going to keep coming, So the guys have been great about that.
I was curious, some of the linemen said that Robert Hunt's been kind of that for the offensive line. What have you seen from him and the stability he's brought with it?
Yeah, Robert, D-Lou, just the consistency, Taylor Moton, guys that have been around for a long time and understand what this work looks like, especially late into the season, body care, making sure that you're, on your details, especially as you shift into a combination of full speed stuff with walkthrough stuff, how much the pre-snap is important, and the guys really took that to heart, today just coming off of a game where we had some pre-snap stuff, and it was crisper today, and so they took the challenge the right way.
David, the years that you spent in the same division with Kyler, obviously you weren't game planning for him, but just as somebody who evaluates quarterbacks, what did you see twice a year, every year from him?
He's a special player. He's got ability. He can. He's got great arm talent. He can throw in really every part of the field. Throw on the run as well. And just his ability to extend plays is special. So and also just saw a guy who just he's really competitive. And we had some knockdown, drag out games in Arizona, in Seattle. It seemed like we traded off over the years. Winning at their place, and they'd come and beat us at home or give us a tough game. So. But he's been a part of that for a couple of years and shows a lot of toughness.
In the final weeks of the season, how do you approach it as an evaluation period for Bryce going forward?
Yeah, Bryce, but really everybody. We're still in pursuit of just capturing our style of football. Great effort. Great enthusiasm with our guys, celebrating each other. I've seen that grow. I've been really pleased with that. Great toughness, finishing plays with our style, finishing blocks, finishing tackles, those types of things. The physical style of play we're looking for, playing smart and situational football. We've had some great opportunities to do that throughout, and ultimately finish. And that's the part that that I wish that we can continue to press to capture the right finish, finishing in a 4-minute or finishing in a 2-minute to end the game, with opportunities as we've put ourselves in position to play against teams late into games. So I'm really hoping for that style to come alive and for Bryce to just take the next step, to execute the game plan, to just do his one part, and be special when it's called upon. It's only a couple times a game, and the rest of the time just do your part.
Dave, last night, David Tepper said that the trio of you, Brant and Dan, are an extremely good management team. I'm just curious, what type of support have you been getting from up top, at least as the season has gone along, especially since the bye?
It's just been the communication process for Dan, Brant, and I, getting our brains together, taking all the information we have about what's happening in the football world, the personnel world, all those things that go into it, all the operations, and just having that open-ended conversation and making sure we're giving Mr. Tepper, great information about what's going on and giving him a pulse of where we're at and what the next steps are.
Certainly not the last game of the season, but it is the last home game of the season approaching. What's important for you and the team to show?
Yeah, going right back to that play style. I want to be able to play Panthers football one more time right here at the house. And so, for me, it's my high hope, for this season has been to build to a brand of football that we're proud of. First and foremost for those players in that locker room and the coaches, who are working every day, all the staff, that pours into it. And then to show our fans, this is the stuff we've been working on, and to bring it out to the field so that, we can continue to grow this culture and really the brand of football that we're looking for.
Dave, do you believe there's motivation in playing spoiler, or are you more sort of focused on what you guys are doing?
Honestly, it's about us, and I always want it to be that way. And I truly mean this, that every game is a championship opportunity. You're playing at home or you're playing on the road, and it's another opportunity to see if we can be right. doing our things, taking care of the ball, executing at a high level, playing with our style of football, and that's always going to be our focus. Regardless of what time of year it is, every game is an opportunity for the coaching staff to work on our process. The players to go about their normal routines. Nothing should change based on who the opponent is. We take our same process of taking care of our body, making sure our work is right, taking the practice to the film room, making sure we're communicating and never leaving a day left where we're not clear about what happened that day and we're pushing forward. So that's my high hope, is that we can continue to have that focus and finish the right way.
Dave, with Bryce's fumbles, is there anything you can do as somebody that's worked with quarterbacks for a long time to kind of coach them through that?
Just the reinforcement, every play is important, and particularly as you start to extend plays and defenders are looking for those opportunities to know when those things happen. You're going to the ground is a vulnerable spot. We got to cover it up with two hands going down. When you're in the pocket, keeping two hands on it, and it's all across the board. We talk about the ball first and foremost as a team. And yes, we talk to each ball carrier, whoever that is. If you have the ball, you're holding it for the whole team, trying to create that emphasis that way. But then also it starts up front, whether it's on offense or defense, the protection is critical, right? In the run game, making sure we're covering that first level so that there's no free hitters on a back from an awkward angle. So it's everybody involved taking care of the ball, particularly the people that end up with it.
We'll do a couple more, we'll do Joe, and we'll do Mike.
The Cardinals claim Jamie Robinson this week.
Yeah.
Is that something where you're going to have to change defensive signals with him being so fresh here?
We're not going to change what we do. The communication happens so fast, but it's an advantage for them. They got a player that's been with us, who was into what we were doing, worked hard, poured his heart and soul into it. So, that's something that we're aware of. But again, we just have to make sure that we operate quickly to minimize their opportunity to see some of those things.
Dave, with the amount of attrition the linebacker group has faced, how much has Josie Jewell kind of had to step up? I know he was out with injuries for a while, but in the last couple of weeks and probably the next 3 weeks, how much of an important role is he playing here within this defense and keeping everything together?
Josie's been great this year, whether he's been on the field or off the field. He's been just a stud. He's so consistent. There's not a lot of BS with Josie. He's a pretty straightforward guy, and he comes about his work. He's very serious about it, plays with passion on game day, and so that leadership and that style has been great for guys like, Trevin, coming into the NFL and seeing what does it look like to prepare, to the NFL standard of linebacker, particularly here in our system. So he's been amazing that way.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.